At this point, considering how much I use the Helsing soundtrack, I should see if I could just find a way to use it just for most or like recreate some of it because my god. Anyways, welcome in everybody. My name is Matilda Portier, your most beloved Marin Margrave of the Ghost Town. Now, you may be confused for one, because, I mean, what the hell am I doing? What is this? And technically it's just a fancy, just talking, just chatting stream. But, with the delightful addition of Gogh, which is G-O-G-H, which is... you can make your own little character in it, make your own little room, and even have people hang out in it as well, who also have a game. But, in all honesty, I just kind of want an excuse to yap while I work on tomorrow's cover release. Now, I'm somebody who loves to leave things to the last minute, so... it's gonna be interesting. Because if you are aware of my covers, and you have seen more than one, you know that sometimes I add the subtitles to it, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I add visual effects, sometimes I don't. The bare minimum is I do it my own unique illustration for the whatever song I am singing. And then I maybe toss some extra features on it. Now, I've just recently started using the video editing software, Kdenlive. And so, it's something that, like, for me, I've been really kind of dragging my feet when it comes down to actually working on projects. Especially when it comes down to things like this. One of the reasons why I'm leaving it a little last minute. So... I thought, why not try out using Gogh and just, you know, turning this into something more productive. Oh, wait. Something cool about Gogh. Also, yes, I designed this room myself. And I even could set up custom posters. Even, they have, like, cool little details, too, in Gogh, where, like, for instance, you can customize what's on your DS or on different manga that you have. So I had a lot of fun with this. I've been letting the auto cam just go, but... so it'll go through the room. But let me actually... to do. First things first, I need to finish my... what the hell is it? Music video. Finish tomorrow's cover vid. A task. Oh, wait, no, I should add a deadline. Deadline! Time? Why is it so low? Well, I want to do this pretty fast, so let's say... right now, it's 18 p.m., 18:20 p.m., so... I'll give myself an hour to do it, so let's do 19:30. There we go. That'll be good. Nice. All right. Next off. No, let's do one step at a time. One step at a time. To do? No. We'll come up with that after. We're doing this really simple and really easy. All right. Auto cam's on. So the moment I take off. Ooh. Also, if you want to know what song's playing, it'll be at the very top. I might switch it around. They have also built in royalty-free music, which is cool. Alright. Back to Kdenlive. Alright. I think probably what I want to do... let me pull up... when it comes down to working on cover songs, it's usually really simple. At least this part. I just have to find the original lyrics. This time, tomorrow's cover is Love It, Biz Xera. I've done a previous Bix Xera song, Lovely Bloom. There's actually like a continuous story going on. Alright. It's always interesting when you decide to pretty much drag your feet for everything. Finding ways to motivate yourself is so important. That's something that I always really respect, people who can really focus and get work done and also know how to limit themselves too. Being able to control when you get your sweet treats and control when you can reward yourself in all sorts of ways is extremely useful. Especially because I feel like nowadays there's such a... instant gratification is easily overused. Right. It's just, I don't know. It's interesting. I'm trying to remember. It's always funny when it's been a while since you've used a program, you're like, alright, wait, how the fuck do you add text again? Kdenlive is open source and not as ethically fucked up as most video editors, but it is a bit more complex. But before I used Kdenlive for video editing, I actually used Lightworks, which if you ever have used free version Lightworks, you would know it is such an upgrade. My god. Alright. Let me see. Oh, okay. I see. I mean, I'm like, alright, I've read how you add text, and then it's like, no, I do not. Let me see. Clip properties, undo effects, compositions, project bin. There's something here. Spacer tool, slip tool, ripple tool, fix clips, insert clip zone, overwrite clip zone, extract timeline zone. Title. There it is. I remember when I first got into using Clip Studio Paint, I was really overwhelmed as well by just every single different button and thing on the screen, and it's always interesting, especially when you are a stubborn piece of shit like myself and you refuse to use tutorials. Okay. One of the things I want to do after this is actually... Earlier today, I was just doodling in my sketchbook with my fountain pen, and I was working on maps. I've been thinking a lot about setting up a proper map system for the ghost town, and trying to make it be as immersive as possible. I think having world building be one of the most important things is Well, one, fits me as a person. I mean, I love D&D, I love all these things, so. Alright. Just dawned on me. Okay. Currently, right now, I want to set it up because I want to make sure that you guys cannot hear what I'm working on because it gets really rough. So let me go. I need to find sounds. Actually, wait, no, I can do this anyway. Settings. So I'm going to funnel the go sound through a different channel. I'll probably send it through, maybe I could do music. Oh. And then, oh, this game's so bad. You should. Because then you can hang out. I want to have it. Also, hi, Cotton Kisses. Because you can host and then people can hang out. And I would be up for sending a room code into the Discord so anybody in there can join. I hope you're doing well, Cotton. I've been... one of my favorite streamers is Crimson Rose, and he's been using this for when he like is working on his like D&D stuff. And I'm like, oh, it's so cute. Doing some work for my dad right now. Oh, we can work together. I'm working on my cover right now, my cover song, and it's like, oh. Of course, though, I've imported the Helsing soundtrack into the game. I could switch to, because this game has really, really cute like music that is built into it. I'm just sick in the head. Right now, though, I am trying to funnel Go's audio into a different channel because I'm using my Go XLR, and so I want to have it so you guys don't have to hear. Oh, wait. Let me see. All right, let's do... Yeah, we can do it like that. Okay, yeah. All right. I'm like, all right, how do I do this? I'm like splicing these into different things. Hidden Live's going through a different channel, that way you guys can't hear my cover just constantly going back and forth as I put in audio subtitles. Hearing me say the same line over and over and over again, no. It drives me crazy. I don't want to drive you guys crazy. All right. So, if Go is going through the game, then music can go through this. Seems to go on sale every 10 to 20 days, so I'll have to wait until then to buy it. I only ever buy games on sale. That's the best way to do it. I just got impatient, though. I'm like, well, I mean, $12. It's not that bad. And I honestly need to actually lock the fuck in. I keep procrastinating really bad. I gotta focus. I gotta lock the fuck in. Right? It's only $12. It makes it so much harder. But then every time I like get like a game or a software that's like only $12, it racks up so fast. Like it's best to get anything on sale, but then it's like, oh, consider. Okay. My brain keeps blinking. All right, I split those two across, so music should not be going through. All right, so then what I do is click off of this. Now you guys shouldn't be able to hear Caden Live, but I can. Videoing as hell. Ugh, but life is like a gacha game. Hold back your pulse so you can spend more on what you actually want. So true. Oh my god. The one time I actually spent money on gacha, though, it was so brutal. It was for a game that I have never really seen talked about. But I got Food Fantasy when it came out, the like mobile game app, and it's really rare for me to find anime character that fits my type. I still like Food Fantasy a lot. It's been a long time since I played it, but I had to just swear it off. I think it's super popular in China. It's so, I really like it. But I had to stop after I got feverish, and they finally set up another character pool for my favorite character, and they're just, it's really rare for me to find a character that's super my type in gacha games. Usually they don't exist, but Daiginjo Sake, just, everything about that character design just made my brain go, oh. Yeah, I can pull a picture of them up, but they're so, I am very weak to tall, muscular men who are cross-dressers, and I'm not into, oh my god. Junmai Dangenjo, you will always be my everything. But I have the worst luck with gacha games. One of the reasons why I've never really spent money on anything. Oh my god. But I just caved. I was sick. Oh my god, he's... they're so fine. They're so androgynous. But I'll pull up a picture. Oh my gosh. That's the only time I've ever... But it's rare. It's rare. So androgynous! And then also... When I could still drink, I drank so much Junmai Daiginjo. Like, it's not even funny. Like, I genuinely love drinking sake, like Nihonshu, so much. And I drank so much of it. And then, oh my god. Oh god. It's fucked up. Why? How could they do that to me? So I ended up spending over $300 desperately trying. They were the top character in that poll. And then I was like, I'm never ever spending money on gacha again. I spent $300 to get them, and I said never again, never again. I said never again. I said never again. I've played a lot of gacha games. I have never spent anything on gacha. And then I said never again. I said never again. I should, wait. I got the funniest idea. Wait. I got a great idea. All right. This is gonna be so good. I could just import an image, but it'd be way funnier if I actually set up a little, oh yeah, a little picture of them. I don't even know what their gender is. It's everything. You know, I've at least spent 300 over all my gacha spending over the years, so yeah, it gets you. That's the thing, is I'm usually so good about it, but I was also feverish during the time. So I'm using that as an excuse. Oh, I find it really fun though that Food Fantasy's character design, like, they have so many androgynous or just trans character, like they have the food Milt, which, if you don't know, Milt is culinary fish semen. And it's a female character, though. And the implication is that she is trans. And then Caviar is like a trans male character, and his design is really cool. There we go. The one character I spent $300 on gacha for. God, look at those toned calves, though. God damn. Wait, this would be really funny if I just have a bunch of pictures of like my husbandos all across. This game is so fun. I spent a long time just downloading images. There's just a lot of references. Also, look at the kitty. This game is so cute. I got my Berserk poster. I've got my electric guitar. I've got my acoustic. Got my Helsing posters. Sekaiichi Hatsugoi. Zanadu Next concept art. Ultimate Yujinzo. Steel Ball Run. Paranoia Agents. Crimson Spell. One of the best fantasy yaois ever. I love my fantasy BL. Hollow Stars fan art. I'm no longer hiding what my Oshis are. Yes, I'm a Hollow Stars fan. Zelda. Twilight Princess. Yu Yu Hakusho. All Stars. Transparent. acrylic stance. Call, which is one of my all-time favorite Asada Nemui sensei's works. I just got the art I did of Phantom of the Opera, Kori no Momono no Monogatari, Tyrant Falls in Love, Overlord. I like how much of it is VL. Well, you're gonna love this even more. You can make your own manga, and so I decided to set up Happy Shitty Life manga BL. That's the thing, is actually 90% of what I read is BL. God, Requiem for the Living is such a good... There's even more. I could have set up more on like the this, but I was like, that's too excessive. And then this is it's a Suido music video for Yatte Chotto ne. But this is towards the ending. Yeah. And then my Henshoku art is on it. I want to add more little details. You can also do several rooms and characters with this, so the customizability is one of the reasons I caved, because I was watching Ruse just in his last membership. Oh, forgot this. I also have some of my own art. Like I have Benedette when he was young on the piano. Hee. Yeah, but I was watching him and he just put so many like custom. He put a lot of customization to everything, and I was like, hee hee. It's so cute. I cave for cute things. All right. I got excited because when you start the war fight with arrow, spears, and guns started playing. But this is specifically the reworked version, which is closer to the version that they use in Hellsing Ultimate. Also, my floating squid plush that I accidentally got floating up in the middle of the air, and now I'm like, I have to leave it there because it's very ghost. I'm just too, I'm too into Hellsing. All right, I gotta go back to that. I gotta get back to Kid Live. Oh my gosh. I'm like looking over at like my... That ghost is actually a squid. It is. Working on cover songs suck because despite being like a voice actor and a streamer who always has to hear their voice, I hate having to hear my voice just looped and looped and looped and looped. It's like, especially like for music like this, it's like cringe ass motherfucker, by God. And let me know if you ever want the music changed. I just love my Hellsing. Something that I kind of miss is a lot of anime back in the day had like really, really experimental shit going on with the music. I love it. I'd hate to hear my own voice too. You're brave. I'm getting used to it. And it's also kind of fun to some extent, but then it's like... Like right now I'm working on my BizX Sarah Love It, and hearing me being like, having to like use like a... Inuyasha music was pretty varied. Yeah! And I love Inuyasha. I love older anime. I also like new anime. I'm not a purist who can't see good, but it's like... I love... Oh, God. Love It starts off with, like, a line where it's, like, a deeper... Except if I have to watch one more villainous anime. I think that there are some good qualities about villainous anime. Is it oversaturated? Yes. I do think it's cool how many slight variations of the same exact thing can exist, but it's rough out here. I wanted to watch something with my friends, and so I joined. I have so many regrets. Yeah. Which villainous anime did you watch? Or which ones, I should say. I think I can tolerate the girls love one way more than I can the harem or more the villainess who will go down in history. Oh yeah. I mean, it's not. I read the manga for it, but if people like it, nice. I'm glad. Me, not so much. I like the Girls Love series though, usually. You read that? Girls Love? I read that? Yeah, I read that. I've read so much fantasy series. I read a lot of shoujo stuff. I mean, that's one of the reasons why, like, when I was playing, what was it? Silent Hill. I was like, I immediately just assumed that the god was gonna fall in love with a high school girl or like try and marry her because that's just normal. The Girls Love one, I wanna actually watch. It seems cute. I've seen clips. Yeah! There's a lot of, there's a lot of Girls Love villainous manga, and that is really good. Because I think that watching a woman born into privilege who is just facing hardships that are just hard to sympathize with is difficult, and then it's like, ooh, harem, ooh, romance, and it's just frustrating. I'm seeing there's this one really good one that is isekai villainous-esque that was actually super cute. See, that's the thing, is like, I think the villainous genre has some really good series. I think that there's a lot of ways you can go with it, but it is a little frustrating. Only 2 episodes came out when I was watching, and I forgot about it. I think I like there's something really lovely about isekai fantasy girls love, because especially because they die and usually it's like a fucked up, like their life is taken from them, but they're like, at the very least I can try and save this woman who deserved better. Especially if the isekai protagonist is the one who wants to save the villainous type. I like that a lot more. I think that's cute, I think that's lovely, I think that's beautiful. I think especially because in these fantasy settings, they're usually so heavily patriarchy based. Usually it's in a monarchy, usually women are seen as tools as marriage. And so them being like, I want to save her. I want to do whatever I can. Like, she deserved better. Like that, I eat that shit up. I love it. I think that, like, I like when stories, especially romance, is more rooted in reality. And that's one of the reasons why I love reading Girls Love and Boys Love is it's not an easy choice. Especially if there are characters who are bisexual, when the world is stacked against you, or even, you know, they want you to get into lavender marriages, you know, it's just really frustrating to be in a society that wants you to conform to other expectations. So, especially in fantasy settings, like having women be by each other's side, becoming strong for one another and doing what they can to live for one another, it makes me so fucking happy. And when it comes down to like boys love, one of the reasons I love fantasy boys love is, I mean, especially when there's an exploration aspect to it, because they had to shed away who they were, their position in society, whether that was high or low, because of a world that wasn't accepting of them. And of course there's fantasy where homosexuality is normalized, but I do prefer the realisticness of it's not an easy choice, but despite everything, I would choose you over the comfort that pretending to be straight or trying to find somebody to settle down of the opposite gender. And I think that's so remarkably beautiful. Like, I just think that's the peak. I think that's peak. I think that's the pinnacle. By the way, why is it called lavender relationship? Why lavender? I don't know. Fun fact, I'm allergic to lavender. Let me see. Why is it called lavender marriages? It's a symbol for homosexuality. Okay, but why? Let's go to Wikipedia. Okay, but why is... Answer me, please. I have to wonder if I hate romance anime or if I've only watched bad romance. I think you've watched bad romance. And also, maybe you don't like romance. I think in general, romance anime is difficult to find good romance. Because even some decent romance manga turns into absolute garbage. Oh, wait. You should watch, if you want to watch, one of the manga series I really like just got an anime adaptation. This Monster Wants to Eat Me. That, I don't know if the anime adaptation is good, and it takes a while for the romance to hit, but that is such a good. It's about this depressed high school girl who, like, lost her family, and she's, like, struggling to be alive, and she just wants to die. And this, like, monster of the sea ends up becoming really attached to her and promising, like, when she finally starts to smile, then she'll decide to eat her. But, like, is protecting her from other entities. It's so good. Now, like, I'm somebody who reads manga for a reason, because, I mean, I've read a lot of series. That sounds so cute. It is. Like, I read Dress Up Darling. Horrible anime adaptation. It's so pervy. The random boob and panty shots drive me fucking insane. It's the same way with, like, Mieruko-chan, which isn't even romance. It's a horror series, and they have, like, panty shots. Like, anime is so evil. Anime adaptations make everything just so pervy. I'm a grown-ass adult. I don't want to see a high schooler's anything. I want to see them happy and thriving in their studies. Nothing else. Leave me alone. So it's something that, like, anime romance adaptations suck most of the time. A anime movie, though, that I do believe doesn't even have a manga adaptation that I love a lot is The Night is Short, Walk On Girl. That is such a good movie. That is a romance series, and it's just so fun. It's about this girl who is a college student, and she just wants to experience nightlife for the first time. She is so, usually studying and all that. And so she decides she's gonna go out, she's gonna drink and have fun. So it's her going on this journey and exploring. And so she's having just a fun time. She comes across a whole bunch of quirky characters in weird situations. And there's a fellow college student, this guy, who just thinks she's so beautiful and has always wanted to talk with her. And he's like, all right, tonight I want to try and talk to her, maybe even ask her out. But then everything in the world just keeps getting in between him and her, so she's having a great time and going on this adventure, and he's like being thrown through tests and trials and tribulations, and it's just the funniest. I love it. Alright, let me time this. I gotta get backwards here. I gotta zoom in to the timeline. It's amazing how finicky subtitles are. It'll be like half a second too early and it just looks wrong and pops up. God, I love Hellsing. I wonder if it's too loud. I can't believe there was ever a time before I had a Go XLR while streaming. Having just even a mini XLR where you have just 4 sliders for different channels, that's actually world changing. Shooba-dooba-doo. Actually, I never figured out why lavender is gay. Why is lavender considered gay? Why is lavender gay? Hi. I'm finally answering the question of why is lavender gay. Asking the real questions here. What? Wait. This is from... What the fuck is WMHT? Anyways, why lavender represents queer resistance. I don't know if this is true, I'm gonna do this more, but... In 1953, at the height of the Cold War and Senator Joe McCarthy's virulent campaign against suspected communists and possible traitors, President Eisenhower declared gay men and lesbians to be a threat to the security of the country and therefore unfit for government service. In doing so, he incited decades of stigmatization against LGBTQ employees in the federal workforce. Gay men in America were taunted for possessing a dash, or streak, of lavender, thanks in part to Abraham Lincoln's biographer Carl Sandburg, who described one of the president's early male friendships as containing a streak of lavender and spots soft as May violets. Which they are, we are a threat. I mean, considering we're in a fascist government who wants control and to treat us like tools rather than real people, yeah. Our existence is threatening because we show that happiness is not just limited to what we can contribute to society. Like Abraham Lincoln being just gay with a friend is... Oh my god. The Lavender Scare was a moral panic about homosexual people in the United States government, which led to their mass dismissal from government service during the mid-20th century. It contributed to and paralleled the anti-communist campaign, which is known as McCarthyism and the Second Red Scare. Damn. Yeah, so I guess Abraham Lincoln being a fruit that's crazy. That's beautiful. Go Abraham, our bi icon. I don't condone all his actions, but shout out his biographer for for coining that term. Isn't it so interesting how language works? It is! I love linguistics so much. It's actually one of the problems I run into with my phrases just catch on. I know, it's so cool. It's a problem I run into when I'm writing my comic and other things, because I'm like, they wouldn't say this in English. They would use this sort of term because culturally it wouldn't make any sense. But then it's like, all right, so it's really interesting having to be like, all right, what would this language be translated into in English? Like, how do we localize this? But then also, I don't want to localize it too much because then people are going to forget that they aren't speaking English at all. And it's like, oh god. So interesting how I fucked up that sentence so hard in a statement admiring language. And that itself is beautiful. I mean, so much of our current terms literally came from typos and just messing up words. I mean, oh my god. When I wouldn't stop saying noise. Oh, you translate? Yos. Because, I mean... Well... One of the main aspects of... Well, I mean, even when I was struggling so much earlier today when I was working on the map of the ghost town because... Canonically, lore-wise, we exist in an alternate reality that is not Earth as we know it, but has a lot of similar constructs. And so this region is actually inspired off of southern France, but more going towards Italy, where there's like the Alsace region and the Kingdom of Burgundy used to be. And one of the problems I was running into is like I want to use French terms so they're easy to translate, but then at the same time, the region actually has a unique dialect because of how it developed in that region. And so it has the aspects of Italian and other things going on in Old Latin. And then, but so much of I know of French actually comes, especially older French, comes vulgar, which is the more northern French, which is like for a lot of and then so much, oh god. See, that's the thing, is like France is such a new thing. French is such a new language. And I mean, if you go to places in Eastern France, a lot of them don't consider themselves part of France because they never wanted to be. So it's like, and these strange fries trying to figure this out. And so it's like I so badly want to make it super accurate, but then it's like, how can you accomplish that, right? So that's like a more easier instance. And then with like my my own original world, which technically also exists in this context, like the abyssal world, I mean, so much of terms regarding light are not used. I mean, light is something that is shunned in a lot of ways, and there's so many different eras in which the mindsets and cultures, and even within that, there's different cultures and mindsets, because if you can't use fire, that means that you have to pretty much rely mostly on staying in warmer regions for certain peoples whose bodies are more prone to cold hurting them. So some people, some areas, some subspecies are able to live in colder regions without needing as much. And of course you can wear more coverings, wear more thick, but like, I mean, when it comes down to it, fire is such an essential of making so many regions livable, especially when it comes down to food and taking care of it. And so then I have like so much of our culinary terms would not be able to exist within this world until they finally stop condemning the use of fire. And even then, in an abyssal world, it would immediately make you a target. So then it's like, where could this exist? And so it's literally going through all of these different cultures and regions and thinking like, what actually would exist? And so it's like, how can you translate how they would speak into English? We don't use fire in Ghost Town? No, Ghost Town isn't in the abyssal world. Ghost Town is in an alternate universe of Earth. Think of it like this. So there's a... I was gonna use something, I'm like, I don't know if people know this. So, we live on Earth, an alternate version of Earth, but it has been affected with connections to a spirit world. Spirit used lightly. We don't have a good term in English for what this is, because, I mean, it's kind of like how in Gaelic mythology, you could just slip through different crevices and find yourself in Tir na Nog, right? Into a different world and realm. And so there's a ton of different realms that people can slip into from Earth. Kind of like how there's different spirit realms that exist in Japanese folklore and Chinese folklore. And everywhere worldwide, I mean, every culture has their versions of demons and fairies and spirits and ghouls, goblins, and, you know, of course, English is limited to just a few uses, and even then, like, the word demon comes from Greek, and that was more spirit or deity, and was more vague, so, oh my god. I'm envious of writers who don't overthink shit. They're like, oh yeah, let's have Catboys in space. Does that make any fucking sense? No, no, but they can suspend disbelief so easily because they don't overthink it. And they can write a good story. Maybe? I don't know. I've never read a story about Catboys in space, but I'm sure there's one out there. You know what I mean, though? I'm so curious about, like, the mangaka, like Q Hayashida, because I'm always curious, like, how much does she think things through? Like, how world-built is this? But it's so cool to think deeply about that stuff. Yeah! Oh, I love it. I think it's really cool to... I love trying to understand the greater context in which we exist. And language shapes everything around us. Yeah, I can't write a story if someone threatened my life. I'd have to think about everything all the time. And that's why you would make a great DM, right? It's really cool because, like, it's really fun how when you're obsessed with all those details, that's when it's really good to be like a dungeon master or a game master, because then you can just focus on all those details and know enough to fill in the blanks as things go about. Right. No, I believe it. Cotton, your DM arc is happening now! Dude, I have like a boot camp for turning people into DMs. That'd be so stupid. I get so excited about that stuff. That's something that, like, I always get so frustrated with some of the modern renditions of D&D. Because, like, Dark Elves used to have heat vision. That makes sense. The Underdark is almost complete pitch black. Why did they change it to dark vision just like they can see in where there's little bits of light? No, that doesn't make any fucking sense. What's the point? Like, it just makes sense. And, like, when you read, like, Dritz Sto Erden takes place, I do believe, second version of D&D. And it made so much more sense. The way, because they, like, how can, like, 5th edition, they kept, like, some of the locations, but then it's like, no, but it doesn't work anymore. These things, like, they have, oh my god. Shake said. It's so frustrating. Please. Make it make sense. Make it make sense! Grabs my head. Ah! Get out of my head! Ah, Akira! That happens to me. I need that edited. I need... Oh, I love Drow. It's fucked up. I can't believe they did that to me. Akira! I need that. I gotta. I want to get more into animation, but I always get so upset animating, and I'm like, why the fuck why am I doing this? I'm tired of trying the same thing 5 million times! I need to animate those memes. I have so much respect for animators. I love it. I recently tried animating something. I regret it. It's rough. I've spent years on and off animating, and every single time. You animated that walking cycle, though. I mean, that one was easy, though, because it's literally off of a music video. So it was pretty much just me looking at the music video and being like, all right. Like, it's just pretty much ripping off of a reference. I've been wanting to do more, like, one of the covers I want to release soon is Natori Propose, and, like, the music video is really simple and cute, and, like, it's iconic. And I'm like, oh, I can make my own version of that. And then I actually think about sitting down doing it. I'm like, oh god. Oh god. The last animated music video I did was Natori in my head. And that one was way more simple, which I like. Starts crying. Why is everything so difficult? It's so much work. Animators have my respect. See, that's one of the reasons why I'm a comic artist. I do, like, I can do keyframes. Like, I can do keyframes, but doing the in-between, oh. I hope you're focused, by the way. I've put in 2 subtitles only. But this was gonna happen anyways. At the very least, I'm not, like, making a mess of my everything. Because one of the reasons I was like, I should just stream while I work on this is because when I don't have anybody to talk to, I'm on YouTube and I'm like, oh, what about this music I can have on? What about this music? What about this music? Should I listen to this while I work on it? And it's like, you're literally, you have to hear yourself. You can't, and then I'm like, oh, this person's streaming. I should watch this. And then it's like, oh, I should watch, it's like, no, focus. Bitch, sit down, sit down and just work on this. So, and something cool is I have that little timer. Actually, where is it? Where are you? What happened? Why did it just freeze? Oh, there we go. I have 15 minutes! Alright, did not take an hour. We're moving the time. I'm gonna finish this. As long as you get some stuff done the least painful way possible. Exactly. You're getting distracted. I'm just looking around. Girl, you set up the room. There's nothing new to look at. That's one of the cute things too with Go is if you have people join in, they can like sit and also do things in there. And you can also set up sketch pads so people can sketch and like leave drawings around the room. Oh, it's so cool. I caved so fast. Cute, I know! Leave one for me, I will. You can have up to 16 people in a room with you. And I was considering gifting it to some of my friends, especially some of my streamer friends, and being like, have it be like an open Zatsu almost, where like anybody can just come in. If they want to have it so like people in the Discord too can show up. Oh, that'd be so cute. Hee. It's something I find myself getting way too, like, I think about it a lot. I'm like, oh, I'm so used to, like, following people who have, like, YouTube memberships when they're, like, VTubers, and I'm like, oh, I could do this thing, and it's like, you don't have memberships. And I'm like, well, that means I should just have it be a thing I do. Like, I've been thinking about voice packs. I'm like, I wonder if people would like voice packs. I'll probably post it on YouTube, and it'd be like, situation. Voice packs of what? I don't know. Just situations. I'd actually have to sit down and think about it because I'd have to do writing of dialogue and stuff. It'd probably be like small things. Like, oh, POV, you... I don't know. The first thing I thought of is like, try and acquire a land permit. That's not interesting. That'd be really funny. It's like purely just work-related things. It's like POV, you come into the ghost town office just to like ask to like rent a place, and I'd like just take you around. Please come through your degenerate POV. Hell yeah. That's something I always think is interesting because a lot of the covers I do are like, some of them are like sultry, and then me as an actual person, I'm like, the content is not there. POV, you ask Mettie a really dumb question, Mettie has to... Oh my god. Perfect. Oh, that'd be so good. I should just do that. See, that's the thing is, like, I realized whatever content I put up on YouTube, I gain likes and follows. And I'm like, how far does this go? Because anytime I post, like, even a YouTube short of something that's not even that interesting or funny, I always gain one follower. And it's like, thanks. Shout out this person who just randomly followed me and was like, hey, that's cool. It's not cool. Not cool. And so I'm like, huh, I wonder how far I can go with this. Because like with Twitch, it's mostly, oh, are people interested in that game? Or if people raid you, like that's how you get followers. And I'm like interested about YouTube because it's like, what can I toss out up there? Like what looks like that? Shout out to that person that saw that random clip and decided you were worth more of their time. Isn't that crazy? I still can't believe that. There's so many dumbass clips and they'll have like thousands of views and like 50 likes. I'm like, 50 of you? You liked this? You like this? I mean, not in a rude way. I'm just baffled. I want more. I'm like, hey, if you, mad respect to people who see me just do shit and they're like, yeah. I got so startled when I posted my Henshoku cover because I got 11 followers. And I was like, oh, it's gonna be dead. I haven't posted in 2 months. And then, like, so many people are kind to me. There's, like, 5 comments of people being like, wow. I'm honestly so surprised because I like almost every video that comes across my page. Like, ratios are so odd to me. Most of my friends, I actually was asking about this because I've always been a huge Idol fan. Like, I'm very much somebody who's like, I need to buy their merch, I need to help their numbers, I need to like every video. So in general, like, if I like something, I like it, I usually try and leave a comment, you know, because I just know that helps. Like, why not just do a little to help? And I was asking my friends, and they're like, that's so strange. Like, all of my RL friends are like, huh, I just don't do that. Like, I wouldn't have thought to do that. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, not in a bad way, it's just, huh, like, it's very strange to me, but most people just don't think about it. This office computer just blue screened. Why? No! Hopefully what you're working on is saved. Don't you love when computers just fucking blue screen on you? If it's running Windows... Enough said. I love how Microsoft just keeps releasing the most fucked up updates to Windows computers and then are like, yeah, we're not fixing this, good luck. And they just ram more shit into it. Like, you can see things from Windows XP that are still in Windows. I saved, don't worry. Just so interesting. Haha, computer problems. Before I got really sick, I was actually scheduled to work as an IT guy for my tribe. And honestly, could I have just dealt with shitty computers and tech for a decent salary? Yeah. Honestly, I kind of wish I was, but at the same time, it's like, do I want to deal with more fucking tech problems that I already have to face on a daily basis? Because, like, that shit sucks. Oh! I love supporting people so much, especially when there's a good community behind the person. I feel not obligated, but like, they deserve that support. Hell yeah. Well, like I've shown, or you can see in my room, I'm a big Hollow Stars fan, and JP Hollow Stars, I liked Idols even before I watched Hollow Stars JP, but Hollow Stars JP just made me such a huge avid fan and supporter because they got so many death threats and hate because so many of those like weird purists towards idol girls are like, oh, I can't believe that stinky men are in the same company as my beautiful pure idol girls. And so starting out, the Hollow Stars got a shit ton of hate. And in fact, the CEO of the company, Yago, but because it was still small much smaller during the time, he felt so bad for these boys, and he actually was an uncle figure to them and actually took them out to lunch and would pay for things. And so Hollow Stars from the beginning was actually an overall profit loss to the company in a lot of ways. Like, there wasn't anything really gained. And their managers were desperately trying to work and help them. Not all of them were the greatest. There's a lot of stories, but they were really struggling to get off the ground. The amount of hate that they were put under and the success of the Hololive girls that kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger just made it really, really difficult. And finally now, last year was the 6th anniversary of Hollow Stars, and they're finally breaking out of it way more. Like, things are finally looking up at the company, but still they're struggling to get funding. And, you know, compared to a lot, like, every company has its problems. I mean, capitalism, and especially because private companies are usually better than public companies, because when you are a public company, when you have investors and stockholders, they want us to see a certain level of continuous profit, and so then you have to yeah, it's a whole lot. But I really, really love the Hollow Stars. If you ever have heard a lot of my covers, you've noticed that Kanade Izuru, who is a cover god, I love his voice so much. He's so incredible. I love all of them just so much, and the amount of harassment and hate that they've gotten has just been absolutely atrocious. A ton of people who know VTubers and corporate VTubers still don't know of the Hollow Stars, and Hollow Stars JP has just been sent through the ringer, so damn, they don't deserve that. I know, and they're all so sweet. I love them all so much. I'm one of them, Kishiro Tenma. Oh my god, he's so autistic. He's so cute. He's just like this really cute, like, sweet guy, but he's like he's obsessed with playing Mario Kart, and for years he would just put hours and hours and hours and hours, like, he would mostly just stream Mario Kart, and he's just like so precious. Like, of course he's a grown man, but he loves just dedicating himself in these crafts, and when he gets drunk, he just gets really clingy and whiny, and they'll have like takoyaki parties together. And the Hollow Stars are super, super hardworking people. I want to describe me like that when they talk about me. OMG, Cotton is so autistic. It's so... I say that endearingly because, I mean, obviously I myself am on the spectrum and neurodivergent. He is so cute. And I love, because I think that's something too, is I love seeing people who are neurodivergent, because it's like, it's so cool to like, be like, I wonder why Mario Kart. Like, he knows all these tricks and all these shortcuts and all these little things. And I'm like, that's so cool. His voice is really... He does the cutest idol covers too. His voice... Ah! I am such a soft spot for cute things, and he does the cutest idol covers. He makes his voice so soft. I love him. I love this. Me too. It's evil. Having it sucks, and it, like, definitely hurts you in a lot of ways, but also, like... It allows you to view the world in so many different ways that challenges the common perspective. I need that on a shirt. I love autism. First Mettie merch. First GoTown merch. I was like, what would it be? Here in the ghost town, we love autism. Get that on a shirt. And there's like a chippy me with like a thumbs up. It could also just be like the town itself. Welcome to the ghost town. We love autism. It would be the goofiest shit ever. I kind of need that, not gonna lie. I don't know how people do merch. One day I'll find out. When I get bigger, maybe. OMG on the welcome to sign into town. It'd be so good. I'm always wondering, like, I wonder how big the ghost town is gonna get. Because I want to make it, like, really... Like, I really want to focus on making it a comfortable space for people, first and foremost. It's just so curious. Everyone's interest, and then the passion. It's so cool to see. Yeah! Oh my god, I love it. And it's also really cool seeing, like, all these little things that they get really, really particular about. Like, there's so many little things. I think it's really fascinating. But as somebody who loves studying humans, I mean, and just the world in general, it's just really cool to see how they focus. There's that one guy on YouTube, but I think he's also on TikTok, where he's, like, obsessed with, like, the 18, like, Victorian and, like, Edwardian stuff, and he's, like, that really cute, I think he's mixed black, and he just is always dressed up to the nines, and he's always doing his funny little dance, and he has, like, a Model T car. It's so beautiful. I love, and he's just having the time of his life, and he's just he has every furniture. He's just, it's just so beautiful. He like cranks up his gramophone. He does his funny little time accurate dance to it, and I'm like, this is the most beautiful thing. Being an adult with an adult money, be happy. So true. I say surrounded by my Hollow Stars merch. In my... Wait. I say surrounded by my BL posters. I think the funniest one by far is the Sekaiichi Hatsukoi poster because it's so iconic. Like... in Genjo Romantica, you see that it is just like the pinnacle of what you think of when it comes down to BL. Life is too short not to indulge in things that make you happy. What the? I'm like looking at the lyrics for this song and I'm like, I'm not seeing this. Oh! I skipped a line. I'm like, huh? I'm like reading the lyrics and I'm like, wait, I don't recognize this. I gotta edit this. How the fuck do I edit this? Ah! No! Why did it jump over there? Gone. No. I love when you press a button and then everything fucks up. This is so beautiful. Okay. I need to edit this. Oh, no, I don't. I can just add a new one. I love when that happens. Me too. I love when I get fucked over like that. I've been thinking a lot about, I want to stream more, but I also don't want to stress myself out too bad. And I kind of just want to do more of these working streams because I am actually doing work, and then also I'm getting the brain worms out of my head. The classic brain worms of whatever the hell I've been talking about. I feel like there's a moment of like lucidity where you're like, after I'm done, like after you're done talking for a while, or like after you're done like conversing with people, where you're like, why the fuck? Why did I say that? What was going on? Well, that's also just having a part of social anxiety, I know. I'm like, huh, what the fuck is my problem? Me, every time I go on a BL tangent and then I become completely lucid, and I'm like, why the fuck? Why was I talking about that? I've actually been reading, like, very actively a series that isn't BL, which is rare for me. I thought that was just the normal human experience. I think it is the normal human experience. But some people you meet and they never think back on what they say. Actually, those are the strange ones. What's up with that? How can you leave a conversation and not immediately reflect? Like, there's people like that. But those are rare. But I have met them. Or are they rare? That's the interesting thing. Because I feel like a lot of times when I meet people like that, it's people who, like, when I lived out in the middle of fucking nowhere, everybody was like that. They didn't think back on what they said at all. Might as well have not have even fucking happened. They'll never even realize. You can't tell me they don't think about that one time they stuttered over a word 3 years ago. Some people don't. Some people don't. I don't know who's the majority or minority here. I have seen that it's more common with people who live out in the middle of fucking nowhere. But is that actually true, or are they lying? Is that too vulnerable for them? How do you gauge that? What is the truth? Seeking the truth. The like JoJo opening starts going. Like, how do you? Someone do a study, literally. But then it's like, well, like, yeah, we could focus on just the US, but then like states are so culturally different. Oh my god. It's so interesting wondering what is reality. Because it's so easy to like live based off of a conception. Hey Jinx, what's up? I hope you've been doing good. I'm just working on some editing. Yeah, random stratified survey it. I think it's gonna be difficult to get to the bottom of the truth. It's interesting how difficult it is to actually set up studies without flaws. That was one of my least favorite things in science classes. Or whatever it's called. I haven't taken stats since high school. I always forget terminology for that sort of thing. That was my favorite thing, being like, alright, this is a flaw. Humans are so flawed all the time. So true. It's something that is so frustrating too, is the expectation of perfection and how rude and cruel people can be to each other when they see flaws that aren't even problematic. I mean, so many people will look at people making a mistake and fuck it up and be like, haha, well, I didn't do that. It's like, bitch, calm down. We're all in this together, you know? Obviously, if somebody's like putting people in harm's way or actively causing problems and needs to actually fix it, then it's important to address it. But I think being sympathetic towards the flaws and mistakes that we make, I mean, it's natural. Nobody's without flaws. Gee, yeah, I hate that idea, sincerely. It's something that always really frustrates me because, especially when I was younger, it was a big problem with friend groups I used to be in, is whenever they would find somebody they disliked, they would just tear into anything they did. And it's like, no. Like, this person may have flaws, but does it actually add up to anything? It's okay if you dislike people or if this thing bothers you that they do, but I mean, unless they're really doing fucked up shit, like, hate for the sake of hating isn't helpful. You know, I don't know. But I'm also somebody that's like, yeah, if a person bothers me, I'm like, yeah, well, good luck to them, and then I just do my own thing. Yeah, like everything? And then they'll start reading a tone wrong just to get mad. Yep. Mm-hmm. Some things are not that serious, literally. And it's crazy too when they start getting to things that's actually controversial. Oh my god. When they're like, oh, yeah, and I can't believe this thing, but it's like a cultural thing the person has, then it's like getting into racist territory, and it's like, okay, no. Like, that's not okay. Like, they'll just drag everything, and it's like, yeah, there's a reason why I'm not friends with, a lot of them anymore, because, like, god damn! And it's, I think it's really, it's an important skill to be able to find beauty in everything. And it's also a skill to be able to just try and not get too heated over it, right? If somebody did you bad, like for instance, if you had a fucked up ex and they cheated on you, it can be good to get into negativity and, you know, think of everything bad that they've done, even those small things, because it will make you be able to move on. But then carrying that grudge and spite for a long time, that's unhealthy and that's dangerous, you know? And, I mean, it's something that's really difficult. It's like, it's important to not just generalize people too, which is a big problem, well, pretty much anywhere, is wanting to label and categorize people and then just kind of condemning them to that. And that can go into, like, even small things too. Because you don't know what's actually going on in people's lives. I guess one of the reasons too why, like, I love streaming is I like to get to know you guys too as individuals, right? Because I feel like it's so easy to just categorize people and throw them into this thing of like, oh, well, they're this thing, so they're like this, and then just jump to extremes, and it's like, no. Hi, Apollo! How are you? I'm doing pretty good. I'm trying not to procrastinate so much, so I'm forcing myself to work on stream. Because I would have just... I'm doing pretty good, though. Chatting. Working on this. Also, very nice new model. Very handsome. Thank you! I'm glad you like it. I need to do a proper intro video where I can show my model off properly. So I don't have my previous one, but I'm glad you like it. I've been cooking up a few more models, but that's the nice thing about being your own model artist and rigor is... if I don't procrastinate and drag it out for too long, I can have as many models as I'd like. Yeah, but I'm working on my cover for tomorrow. But I was like, I might as well just stream because I got Go. Oh my god. Go is such a cute game. If you ever need help working on things, I'm not sponsored, by the way. I paid $12 for this. But you can customize your whole room, and you can have, with big rooms, you can have up to 16 people, and you can customize your character. And you can even customize everything on the walls, and even, like, manga and stuff in your room. Yeah. But it's just cool. So, and you can set up, like, different to-do tasks and different things, routine, diary. Not sponsored, but also should be sponsored. Sponsor, man. Me, who has, like, a small following, I'm like, consider sponsoring me. I do like it a lot. Maybe someday in the future. But also, I mean, streaming for me is not about money. It's just because I'm a talkative person and I like working on projects. And I also love VTubers. I mean, it's cool. I want to work more in the ghost towns so bad. My shitty little map I drew today. I'll make a better one. It's like a barely legible, but I was using my fountain pen and there wasn't a pencil sketch underneath. I was just like doodling a map. So I gotta actually go in, and I was looking previously at old historical maps, specifically of old Quebec, because I like how they lay out the different quadrants of it and all like different areas and districts of it. So I'll probably do that so you can actually get a clear idea of what's going on, and then I want to do different locational shots. And then of course I need to also... There's a part of me that's so impatient to finish my webcomic, The Witch of Mirrors, because I'm like, then I can get into my actual lore. But The Witch of Mirrors takes priority. It's the shortest story I have, and God only knows how long my comic will be for my VTubing lore. I don't know how mangakas have, like, ongoing series at the same time. Like, the mangaka for, Genjo. What does LN mean, or is it IV? I can't read cursive. Let me see. On the map? Let me see. Let me take a look. Okay, so... Oh, you're talking about the... Oh, that's just cycled vegetables. That's just CV. I was just scribbling it really fast. Because there's cycled vegetables above. So it's just vegetables that are cycled. So there's not any set one, those... I just got lazy. You can tell how lazy I got with some of them because just even looking at the trees, it's like, oh my fucking god. Unhealthy caffeine use? You're better off not pushing yourself too hard? I haven't drinking any caffeine today. Oh, I've had herbal tea though. I had some... Ooh, what did I have? I had sinus soothing tea. As you can maybe tell, I'm actually congested right now. Chronic sinusitis. I think the most amount of caffeine I have is just a pot of black tea. I like black tea. But any caffeine that I have beyond just a cup of black coffee, like a cup of black coffee is just a treat for me, but it always makes my tummy hurt. But my gut is very, very particular. I mean, most things now are poison to me, unfortunately. Oh, no, that's how a lot of... Oh, I see. That's how a lot of manga authors get so much done so fast. Oh, I believe it. I feel so bad for manga authors. I mean, Kentaro Miura is one of my all-time favorites, and rest in peace. He was so young. 50 and his aortic valves got cut just because of overuse of his heart. That shit's brutal. Black tea so yummy with milk. Green tea even better with milk. Mangaka are insane for that line of work, literally. It's something that... Oh, I can't believe those shoujo... not shoujo. Shonen Jump mangakas that do 45 pages a week. Because yes, they have assistants, but that is insane. That's actually insane. I always get frustrated. Some of them are pressed to that point, others do it willingly. Yeah. It's something that, like, when you truly love... Number one workaholic who puts way too much on their plate willingly. What's her name? The mangaka for Marimashita Iruma-kan. What's her name? Osamu Nishi. Osamu Nishi, you're a crazy... Oh, I love her, but... Girl, calm down. She is the author also of Ishi the Witch, which is a Shonen Jump series. Marimashita Iruma-kan she draws for and does the writing for, and she's been doing that for years, which is a weekly series in Shonen Champion. And then also she is having to advise and help the spin-off series... ooh, what is it called? One spin-off series where it's following a different cast of characters in the Mighty Master Rimacun world, and then also being a supervisor for another spin-off, which is the Mafia Rimacun, and she's constantly working through this, and then on top of that, she's working on her own series outside of that, and girl, and then she's also helping, she's so active with the animation studio as well, and it's like, and she also helps do work for, Osamu Nishi. I respect her so much. Hi, Invanta. It's so amazing that people can be workaholics. I want to beat them so bad. The author of One Piece, before his hiatus, he pushes assistants to the point some of them would panic because they would think their phone buzzed. Oh my god. She's insane being that active and not letting a single ball drop the absolute goat. Literally. Welcome in, latency. It's crazy. I actually, my therapist and my doctors have actually gotten on my case for being a workaholic, but when it comes down to mangakas, that's a different level. Oh my god. One Piece is crazy. I can't imagine having a series go on that long, but I feel like maybe because it's been such a, well, one, it's a huge money, like it's super successful, so there's a lot of pressure from the Shonen Jump staff to like, oh, you should create more, oh, you should create more, and it's really interesting. I think that for the health of authors, all comics and manga should at least be released monthly. It's so much work to release a chapter a week. 45 pages sometimes a week. That's insane. That's so insane. Like, even 2 times a month, you know, is still rough, but you can do it. It also matters how much work goes into it. A series like Berserk, the mangaka Kentaro Miura, even with assistance, died in his 50s way too early, and as you know, Berserk is super detailed. But then, you know, one of my favorite series, Aitsu no Daihonme, I mean, that is a way more simplified series. There's barely any backgrounds, and that's even a monthly series that's been going on for years, and even then, like, monthly, you can take it easy. So much goes into it. I have so much respect for people who can do it weekly, but oh my god, your body is not made to last with that. On top of that, also animators who do that. I wish I can get back to the point I can do the art and rigging for a live 2D in a week, but I pushed myself too hard and now I'm recovering from burnout. Yeah, I know that feels. I mean, I just got off of hiatus because of how much I crashed from burnout. That's something that, like, for me too, like, especially when it's something you want to work on. And everybody has different limits too. Oh god, this song. I'm listening to the Hellson soundtrack. How do people not feel burnout? I don't know. It has to be like a physical thing. Like, there has to be something neurologically going on. I don't know how they do it. Because, like, that's something like, for me, this year, one of my main things is I want to take it easy. Because not only am I doing voice acting work and having to do a shit ton of like submissions and working on my own voice, I'm also doing weekly covers, and then I have to do a lot of recording based on that as well, and then I'm also doing writing, and I'm working on my comic, and then also I'm working on assets for the Ghost Town, and I'm also working on my own original music and my piano and guitar work and studying Japanese. And funny story, I'm getting pulled out of hiatus by a fellow shrimp VTuber because I decided to draw them with a clutch of That's awesome. I'm glad that you have that shrimp VTuber. That's awesome. Having somebody to encourage you to keep going is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I pulled myself out of hiatus because I was getting antsy. Though a lot of people around me are like, you should have taken longer, but my health has been not so good. But as it goes. I love how much the Hellsing soundtrack varies. I'm like, just like, I took a moment to just listen, and I'm like, this is so beautiful. VTubing seems like such a good space because you can make such good friends. That's something that it's your heart is in creation. You know, when you make something, it's more than just you, you know, or just surface level you. It touches into something deeper than you. And when you're a VTuber, you can be whatever you want, whomever you want. And so when you can see people in a lot more of a, interestingly enough, even though it is a mask in some ways, a more authentic self, you know, because what they want to create is just right there in front of you. So you can make some really good friends, or you can make some of your worst enemies. It's very interesting. I went 3 years burning out and not realizing what had been going on because I didn't know what was happening. Dang. I'm glad that you're being helped through your burnout, though. Burning out sucks. And it can take years of recovery, and recovery looks different for everybody, too. I mean, I hope that you've been able to heal and work on things and at your own pace and your own, and not feel too pressured, you know. Everybody has their own way of doing things. I see a lot of VTubers get really burnt out because they want to do things. They get inspired by how other people are doing it, and they try and chase that exact thing on top of all other sorts of things. It's crazy. I mean, I have to be so careful with my burnout. I have to pay attention to my feelings excessively. I pretty much have to be held down by the people around me to not work. It's really difficult. Like, even on hiatus, I mean, I was still working on my comic, and I was still working on voice acting and singing, and then I was also cooking. Because of all the new dietary restrictions I have because of my immune system getting worse, I've been cooking and learning how to do all these sort of things like crazy that I never had to before. Kind of railroaded myself into becoming a shrimp, because when I was designing the bug's larva, I made it look like a shrimp cat thing. I never stopped calling myself a shrimp. Oh. Are you going to stick with being a shrimp? Because I know that you're focusing on being a parasite. I can't procrastinate anymore. Procrastination equals burnout. Yeah. What foods do you eat regularly, Muddy? Now I'm curious. Oh, okay. So, for one, I realized that I have celiac, which sucks because that means if I eat wheat or anything with gluten, my intestines no longer can absorb nutrients, which is awesome. It's not. But shrimp is the default. The parasite is a secondary thing now. Just haven't thought of a better name. Hell yeah. I'm excited to see what you decide to work on and come up with. Of course, at your own rate, too. Shrimps are pretty dang cool. I mean, literally one of my friends on social media, when they are on there, now they really aren't, is shrimp. I've done art for them before on my art accounts. What is it? It's like shrimp and then like 4 numbers after it. I love shrimp. All the different variations are really, really cool. There's so many different biological diversity in shrimp. And essential for the marine ecosystems. So what I eat the most now... Well, actually, yesterday I had a lot of fun because I was practicing butchering whole chickens. What... Just... Excuse me? Sorry, the music threw me off. I know, we're in Helsing Ultimate. No wonder I was like, the vibes are wrong. Okay, so I actually was butchering a chicken yesterday. And a full-body chicken. And... Was it Alucard's voice? I think so, but it was speaking English and I was scared. So, and that was really fun because when you butcher a chicken, you get... Ooh, nice. Yeah, no worries, Apollo. my cooking repertoire is huge. I'm a really big chef. Also, hell yeah, fellow celiac. It's actually pretty common. I was doing a ton more research on it. When my friends, she kind of started bullying me because she's like, what the fuck? I want a Medi cookie. I can make you cookies. Because I also have a lot of other allergies. So, like, for instance, I also a lot of things that are helpful. Like, I can't have soy now, and oats I can't have as well. So, I have a very rice-heavy diet, which is fine. I mean, all reliable is sauteed chicken with vegetables and rice. I mean, you literally cannot go wrong with that. Let me actually pull up. I can go through my food allergies if you guys... Let me see. Okay. So, I'm allergic to tree nuts. Coconut is included in that. Green peppers, banana peppers, red bell peppers, tomatoes, eggplant, cilantro, rubus, nettle, which is funny because that's actually my name. If you ever, you know, as a human, my name is Oti. Otilulie. I need to figure out how to make noodles I can eat. There is brown rice pasta. And its only ingredients are water and brown rice flour. They're so delicious. They are incredible. Also, shout out Culver's. If you live in the Midwest, or even they're also in the East Coast as well. Culver's has gluten-free buns and has an actual whole list of gluten-free things. It's so good. They don't have anything that I'm really that allergic to. Oh, it's so good. And then lavender I'm allergic to. Some fish I cannot eat because of contaminants in the environment. So a lot of fish now I can't eat. And then soy and melon. Melon, devastated. And then I can't have gluten, alcohol, and oats. And there's some other things that I'm not certain of what cause an allergic reaction, but there's a few more, like, foods. So yeah. So a lot of what I have been cooking now is I've just been trying to be more price conscious on a lot of things. I love making fried chicken. It's really simple. Alcohol, is that a liver issue? I don't know. I just threw up. I used to drink a lot. And I've never been somebody to drink to the point I've gotten drunk. I just love booze. But now, even if I have a slight sip of booze, I end up throwing up. I was given a giant thing of chocolates that had Bailey's Irish Cream inside. And I forgot that it wasn't cooked alcohol, so then I ended up eating it and just puking up. But I have immune problems because of having a hormone disorder. When you're biologically intersex, which I'm not a male or female, biologically I'm neither or both, it's odd. So because my body doesn't have hormones, and hormones control everything in the body, it makes me incredibly sickly. And it increases my chance of also developing allergies because my immune response will just attack things that it shouldn't. Medi is sex? No. The wild card allergies. Your body's going to be like, you activate my trap card and turn over a new allergy, literally. I've been developing more and more as the years go by. This year alone was when my soy and alcohol stopped. How I realized I was allergic to alcohol. Oh, well, I shouldn't say allergic, because I don't have an allergic reaction. I just start puking, so I'll say alcohol intolerance. Because I don't get the flush or anything. I was actually at my mother's birthday with some friends, and we were at a Mexican restaurant, and I got myself a big margarita, had some delicious strawberries in it. I love margaritas. I was drinking it, and I was feeling fine at first, but then I was like, ooh, I don't feel too well. And so I was like, hey guys, would you mind if I took a little walk? I'm not feeling too well. Usually I, don't feel the greatest after I eat, so I like to take walks immediately after, and I give my money to cover my meal. And so I took a walk, and I ended up just violently puking my guts out in this courtyard, and I felt so bad. This kid was looking at me, and I'm like, I couldn't get to the bathroom in time, so I was just puking up in this courtyard. And I was like, oh god, there must have been something bad in the food. But then I'm somebody who used to drink to fall asleep. Not too much, but I love sake, and so I grabbed one of my daiginjo and I poured myself a cup and I tried drinking. I immediately threw up. I feel that, Mettie. I don't have too many serious hormone issues. My thyroid issue made my hair start going gray at 16. Oh my gosh. The thyroid problems are heinous. That shit sucks. I'm so sorry, Apollo. Going gray at 16 is kind of badass, though. I say as my hair isn't white. Like, that's pretty damn fucking cool, though. But thyroid problems. My aunt and my grandmother have thyroid problems. And one of my older friends as well. And God, the thing's brutal. The thyroid affects so much. It's crazy how just one thing in your body can have such a great effect. I'm gonna be a silver fox by the time I hit 30. Hell fucking yeah. That's pretty fucking cool, though. I love gray hair. But I'm also somebody, though, who hangs out with old people, so it's just normal for me to be like, yeah. But I also love bald people, too. I think old people are awesome. My older sister has thyroid issues. Before she found out and took medication, she was perpetually exhausted. Yeah. I'm glad that she now is on medication to help her with it. It sucks when you've spent a long time not knowing you suffered from something, and you're like, what the fuck? That's been causing it the whole time? What do you mean? I could have been... I'm glad she's getting help. Yeah, thyroid. That's nothing to sneeze at. That's one of those things that... Ooh, yeah, I may hit down 9k calories and still feel starving, or take my meds late and not feel well rested. Damn. That sucks. It's so difficult when your body isn't giving the right cues. Because it seems like just two things even, right? Like not feeling satiated. It seems simple at first, but that fucking sucks. When you... Yeah, that... I'm so sorry, Apollo. And not feeling well rested, I get it. I don't have thyroid, but one of the biggest problems I have is actually I don't feel well rested because I suffer from PTSD nightmares. And so then it's like, when I wake up, I feel worse. So I actually hate going to sleep because of that. But sleep is so essential. If you have problems with sleep, whether you don't feel well rested or every day gets a little worse, but the human body is a nightmare. Slowly but surely I'm adding more and more subtitles to this. Everyone is so different. I love the diversity in human beings. Actually, in the world in general, but humans, just to focus is cool. I don't know, my body's giving me the right signals to my thyroid gland. It's just, I have a thing where my thyroid gland is slowly shutting down. Damn. That's fucked up. So you live in your body's like, hey, that system's just gonna stop working. We actually shut off support to that system, and we're no longer receiving updates to it. So it's just gonna be shutting down over time, and it'll at some point become completely unusable. I'm so sorry, Apollo. LMAO, just like an old PC. People who are like refused to transition to Windows 11. Problems. I keep using PC metaphors for everything. No worries, it's just part of life. Suffering and having like problems like this is a very, very normal thing. But I do, of course, want to express it because it is just like One of those things like, it would be nice if that wasn't something that life threw my way. Man, I love the Hellsing soundtrack. I'm just jamming out. Which is funny because I should technically be listening to my cover as I'm like adding in these subtitles. I'm like getting the cues right, but it's just way quieter. I'm like, I hear the ending of that word. Good enough. But... right? Wedding music? Isn't that crazy? Musical play, smiling rebellious flower. It's just like, the like weird wedding bells and the guitar riff. It's so strange. I love music. I love Hellsing soundtrack. I know someone's playing this at their wedding. That's gonna be me. I'm gonna show up completely dressed like Alucard. I wish I was there at their wedding. If I ever get married, you can come. Fun fact, I even took a screenshot on my computer before this so you can see what I'm working on. Yeah, I'm invited. I don't think I'll ever get married, but if I do... Also, my character is so cute. I at first made them have white eyelashes to be accurate, but then... with everything else being white, it was like, alright, no, that's excessive. I wish I could customize the laptop back, but... I do think Go is technically in early access. I still want to add more things to it, so really cool. I will totally appear at your wedding dressed as Wither Resurti or Louis Armstrong. Hell yeah! Louis Armstrong. That's so perfect. That's so perfect. I can't even imagine. What partner would even fucking match me? Probably some insane freak who is obsessed with fantasy. I need what they have. I need enemies to lovers. Or like it's borderline like, why are you guys even getting together vibes? That's what I need. Obsessed freak. Obsessed freak, obsessed with fantasy PL? Many wants to marry themselves? Yes. The answer is yes. I mean though, like, okay, think about it like this. I'm like, how can I make this make sense? Okay, so. Well, I don't know. I'm kind of intolerable to be around. One, something I found that it's like, I don't know how to handle it is I'm not... Absolute... I mean... I'm like trying to think about how to phrase this. Okay, so for one... I mean, when you're in a if I was in a relationship with somebody, right? To the point that I would marry them? I mean, already I'm like, marriage? What sort of alternate reality exists? It would probably be somebody that I would need to actually just be good partners with, and I mean, like, we can just do things together. Like, if I need, like... If I, like... The ideal... Yeah, tax benefits. Like, I want somebody who also wants cats in their house, and we can live together and not want to murder each other. And that's difficult. Or if we do want to murder each other, it's like a thing, right? Many robots would be like the Batman and Superman romance where it's not openly romantic, but still super cute. I mean, yeah. I think, like... I want somebody who we can have, like, a D&D table with. Like, I think that the main thing is, like, I want, like, a good friend, but then also I'm like, sick in the head where, like, I don't understand friendship to a large extent, which is autism. But I always think about, there's this quote from Berserk where Griffith is like, talks about what a friend actually is to him. And I think about that a lot. Actually, let me pull up the quote. Because it's like, that's kind of what I want. Me when I'm like on my phone going to my Berserk folder. Let me see. Alright. A friend would not just follow another's dream. A friend would find his own reason to live. And if someone were to destroy his dream, he would fight back, even if that someone were to me. A friend in my mind is someone that is my equal. The life that seeks just to live another day is unacceptable. It's not about rank or how one was born. Whether it's realistic or not, humans still like to dream. A dream can support you, it can kill or torment you. But if you abandon a dream, suppress it in your heart, it's like suicide. Every man within his lifetime should at least hope for a life he can sacrifice to the god of dreams. I want somebody of a similar mentality as that. New anime dating the dungeon master? That'd be awesome. Also, I've been thinking about it a lot because I play a lot of Otome games, and it's kind of fun to be like, what if I was in an Otome game, right? Like, how would people even enter my route? That shit would be nearly impossible. Or if I was in a Baldur's Gate, what am I sacrificing to the god of dreams? Every man should wish for a lifetime he can sacrifice to the god of dreams. So it's pretty much, you find a dream and you do anything in your life to accomplish it. And that's one of the things too, is like, can you have I think most people couldn't stomach a partner that would use like a Behelit if given the first chance. But I mean, when it comes into like Otome game, or like if I was a romance option in a game in general, you know how it's like character like that, Mettie like that, anybody who curries favor with me would lose affection points, especially if I know that they are trying to receive it. So it's like, it would be the most weird, roundabout, complex guide ever to even get onto like the secret route. It would be so fucking stupid. But I think it's because I have so many walls up around it. And then it's like, do you even want that relationship? Because I am like, I like the version of me that I show to people, but like, when you spend most of your time with somebody, which is, I'd want a like marriage partner, right? They would be probably living with me, right? You get to see a lot of really fucked up things. Because I am, well, I'm on medicated bipolar, and I have a lot of PTSD and a lot of really startling responses, and my body will just collapse and black out. And so it's like, you kind of have to have a high mental strength to it. And I mean, I'm not really willing to, like, I always feel bad when people confess to me, because it's like, you poor bastard. Because it's like, really? Because I'm not, I don't know. I think the closer you get to me, the worse I treat you. The route everyone would want to go down? Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing, is like, it would be a challenge. But it's just, I don't know. Like, a lot of people would like being with me theoretically, but can you mentally handle somebody screaming and sobbing and not knowing where they are, and then finding them in a pool of their own blood? Like, it's not an easy thing to handle. And I find a lot of people, they'll talk about wanting, like, ooh, I want a mentally ill baddie. One, that's not me, the baddie part, but it is something that a lot of people I know don't actually want me in my entirety. What they want is the me I like to be, right? Like, there's a reason why I usually only stream for 3 hours, and I do have my breaks away, because I need to be allowed to just be mentally insane. And then I get back to it, and I can be a caring and really kind person. In fact, I don't know, it's really interesting. Because everybody is an actor in so many ways. So many people have to put on faces and, like, I love the me that I've curated, the me that I've worked on and really have been able to be better. And that's what you guys get to see most of the time, is the me that can really try and listen to you guys and care and work with you guys and support, you know. I like that. But then there are monsters of the id, you know. There are parts where it's, you know, and everybody has that, you know. It can be difficult. And so imagine being stuck with somebody in the same house, having to work together, having to find a way together, and they'd have to have an extreme mental tolerance. And but even then, I mean, it's never going to, I'm never not going to be bad about it, you know? That's just part of, you know, it's just part of it. Because, like, nobody's perfect. And I think everybody should really, really try hard to work with themselves. And honestly, I feel like a lot of the me that I've worked on actually can be attributed mostly to Dark Souls. Interestingly enough, but I love how the games make you be content with your wins, right? Because it's so easy to get upset. But the main rule of playing Dark Souls is don't get angry. As soon as you get angry, you get worse at the game. It's a fundamental rule of Dark Souls games. So it's rough. If looking for a mentally ill partner, you're not the right fit for them or yourself. Partners are like cats. Something like the cat you take home is the one you find in the dumpster. Sometimes you're the one you fostered for 3 months and then adopted. This isn't something you can control. Something you don't find a cat, they find you. Yeah. 100% of relationships is luck. I love when Yukoku Roberu was talking about it. Finding the one is all luck. I've talked about before that one of my close friends, she found the love of her life in her late 50s, and turns out that it was somebody who was an immigrant from India who would take a long time to find his way to being neighbors with her. The cat distribution system? No, the mentally ill distribution system. Literally. I mean, that's something too, is like there's a reason why I love cats. I have a lot more in common with them than most people. And I feel like, especially for those who have bottom-up processing, it's easier to understand how a cat works and their boundaries than to understand the silent language that goes on in human interactions. I love cats. I'm like listening to this and I'm like, something isn't adding up here. I'm like, something about the subtitles off. Oh, no, it's right there. Okay. Cats are lovely little beasts. I love them. I've been sleeping in my basement because I have the humidifier down there, and I can't have the humidifier in my workroom because it's full of electronics and things that shouldn't be exposed to too much moisture. But I've been suffering from like nosebleeds, so I was like, yeah, I'll sleep in the basement, have a humidifier going just where I sleep. But the cats, because now they have access to me, have just been sleeping on me non-stop. I woke up this morning and Miles got so excited. He just ran up and jumped on my chest and then immediately fell asleep. And I'm like, I gotta need to get water, little guy. So I just was on my phone. I was reading some of my novel updates while waiting for him to get up. I love cats. I love cats so much. I think the worst part of my life was when I didn't have a cat with me. Ah, I love them. That's essential. That's a mental health thing. Not everybody is good with cats, but for me, I need a kitty. And a hamster. There's two animals that I always need. I need a hamster and I need a cat. I need a hamster because they're so freaking cute and I love them. And also I like that they're complete introverts. Do not put them with other people. They barely tolerate other hamsters. They just want to eat nut and run and explore and rearrange furniture. They're so cute. Okay, so nobody in my family are scared of cats, but both my brother and I have had nightmares of cats. Strange. That's kind of cool. Prophecy? There's like foreshadowing. Your plot's gonna develop in like the strangest way possible. It'd be kind of cool if you turned it into lore. It's always interesting seeing. Nightmares are so fascinating to me because they're rooted in the subconscious. There is a reason why every single dream occurs, especially nightmares. So it's like, why? Do you think dreams have meaning? Yes. Big time, big time, big time. Because dreams are the way of the subconscious processing reality and communicating it to the conscious self. I am very, very... Like, my dreams are never... Like, why the hell did I have that dream? So I have a very different case. But, I mean, they're linked to what's going on in your life in the first place. I mean, I've had so many realizations and, like, epiphany moments because of having dreams where it's like, oh my fucking god, I just realized what that deep feeling inside, which I wasn't really aware of, was. And then you look back, you're like, oh my god. When I realized I had feelings for this one guy was actually because of a dream, where it actually made me have to face that aspect. Subconsciously, there was always that effect going on, but my dream brought it to the forefront. And, like, there's so many cases like that, right? I mean, there's dreams about stress as well. Like, there's classic dreams like teeth falling out and all those sort of things. But then also a lot of times your brain just wants to explore different things. I have a lot of dreams that are very rooted in locations. So, like, I have so many dreams where I'm, like, wandering through a specific area or an abandoned town, and they're so distinct. The fossils in the cliff, the waters, the smell. Like, I have all my senses intact in my dreams. But they're almost always related to something I'm creatively exploring. Like, I think it's easy to want to brush off dreams and say, like, oh, they don't have meaning. But they do. Like, I agree 100% with Apollo. Dreams 100% have meaning. And when I was younger, I had this older brother figure I looked up to. And I used to hang out with him in this neighborhood. He was 5 years older than me. And I had a nightmare, though, of him bashing his brother's head in with a brick. And I was terrified to go outside. I was absolutely terrified to go outside. I would hide anytime I would hear him. And I would still go out and do things, but whenever I knew he was around. And a few years later, he would end up threatening to kill our whole family and actively putting my sister in harm's way and making attempts on her life. And it wasn't even directly connected with me avoiding him. It was something to do with something entirely. And subconsciously, I was picking up on the mental instability of this older boy that I originally didn't think anything of. Besides, oh, this is my older brother figure. I really care about him. And then all of a sudden, it did a complete 180. My subconscious put it together before it happened in reality. And now he's in prison. So, yeah. Smiling in his mugshot, so. Yeah, I think dreams should be taken seriously. I think it's important to listen to your dreams. It's kind of like, you know, people pull tarot cards to get help with things. Your subconscious is letting you know things through your dreams. And there's also ways to make your dreams more vivid to have a better idea of what's going on, because subconsciously you take in everything around your environment. Every little noise, every little sight, it's all in there. So, it'll give you clues. Okay, so because I have partial face blindness, my dreams have an interesting thing where when I dream of people, I can completely recall their face, but nobody's don't have facial features because random people's faces don't register with me. Interesting. That's really cool. I always have all the faces intact in my dreams. Usually they're just people I don't recognize, strangers I know as well. Or strangers I don't know. But that's cool. I like how creepy the music just got. Sea of Chaos? Whoa! That's me. Nightmare Demon of the Deep. See. Enough. It just dawned on me, I'm like, me being like, yeah, dreams 100% of meeting. My whole, like, lore is me being, like, having nightmares of the sea and then dying in it and then becoming a nightmare demon. I'm like, yeah, yeah, of course they would fucking say that. Oh, that's so cool, Apollo. I love people's experiencing, like, everybody experiences reality so differently. Nobody has, like, the same exact dreams. Everybody, it's so cool. It's so cool. I love it. I love dreams. I do suffer from PTSD nightmares, but also, like, I think it's interesting because I've talked to other people with PTSD as I've gotten counseling and different things. And, like, for me, my main thing is, a lot of people that I know have PTSD don't relive memories, but they have nightmares inspired off of their PTSD. While with me, I'm stuck in this time loop. Sometimes I'll experience the same memory, like, a good 20 times before I wake up. And it's really interesting, just all these different ways. Like, why is that different? You know, why? You know, it's all these little things. Dreams are so cool. I think the brain is just fascinating. And also something too, what people experience. Like, for instance, it's not just, like, I am somebody who has completely intact senses, vision, hearing, physical touch, like I can feel the winds. I also can feel pain in dreams, so it's almost indistinguishable from reality in some ways. And some people don't have that. Some people have some senses, some people don't. And then of course there's people like me who have every single sense. It's like they're pretty much just dropped into a different reality. That itself is also really cool. Like, oh my gosh, I love dreams. Alright, slowly and chipping away at more of these. Ah. Add title clip. I'm so glad Kdenlive is free and open source software. Because I was trying out some other video editing software, but I'm so tired of seeing generative AI. And almost every single video editor right now has it as like a feature or function, and I just don't want it. Leave me alone. And then you also have to pay like $5 million to have full access. And it's like, no! It's like, can I just have... So like Kdenlive being free open source software, no watermark, you don't have to pay money for it, it has the features you need. So it's like, yeah, I'm so tired. Free me. The fucking Microsoft Copilot, be gone. I'm quiet. I'm tired. It's something too that's frustrating as well, because like currently right now, I'm pretty much living like a leech off of people's charity, which isn't surprising. I am technically disabled with all the different health problems I have. And so I actually benefit off of AI to a certain extent because I am indeed a stockholder in NVIDIA. But it's like, I hate the investment market. Fucked up. Fucked up. Wait, where was I? Where's this? Kibiwa. Oh, there we go. There we go. Find where I was with my lyrics. One thing that I do like about this is I've been seeing a lot of really beautiful amateur art coming out, though. I'm glad that we're now not shitting on people for trying as much. Like, damn, a second. I also have exploding head syndrome. Sounds a lot worse than it actually is, but when I'm falling... Just a second. Actually is, but when I'm falling asleep, sometimes I get auditory hallucination as I'm falling asleep. It's expressed as either loud popping or banging sounds, or in one case, my mother calling my name. That's fascinating. I suffer from auditory hallucinations, but not that. It's interesting that it's when you're falling asleep. I wonder why that happens. That's so cool. Obviously, probably not the funnest thing to have, but that is really, really cool. That's so fascinating. Like, I wonder why that happens. It has to be related to, like, the brain shifting gears. Parts of my brain are falling asleep out of order. That's so cool. The brain is so fascinating. My father is an anthropologist who is obsessed with psychology studies and just how humans work in general. So I grew up having him like explain a lot of the thought process in amygdala and all these sort of things. And I'm very grateful for that because I've been able to understand myself as a human and the functions of it a lot better. But at the same time, like, it just makes it even more magical. Like, every day, like, especially, like, I love talking to other people because, I mean, I didn't know that was a thing. That's so cool. But it makes sense. The fact that your brain is falling asleep out of order. But it's like, I'm so like, all the different ways that neurological wiring can and function can be slightly different. That's so cool. Life is so beautiful. If I ever get quiet, it's mostly just because I'm just working on these subtitles. Believe it or not, I am actually doing these things. Wait, where's my timer at? I have 6 minutes. Good thing that that's a loose. I don't actually have to. I just have to make sure that it's done before tomorrow. But I'm getting good workflow in right now. I'm actually kind of excited to release this cover. There's a few problems, of course, my pronunciation, but I do like this song a lot. It's kind of, it's silly though, hearing myself sing it. I used to have sleepwalking and sleep paralysis. I have an issue with getting moving in the morning when I just wake up, but I think that's a zero dopamine baseline thing. Ah, that makes sense. Sleepwalking and sleep paralysis is so interesting. Zero dopamine baseline. Makes sense. I'm very much blessed with being able to just get out of bed pretty fast. But for me, it was training. I used to set up a really strong vibrate on my phone. This is not recommended, by the way. I was just mentally ill and young. And I used to have it where it would vibrate hard enough to move some of the things on my shelf. And so I had like this, like it was solid enough of like it was like a copper cube that I had. A pretty big copper cube, pretty hefty. And I had it so that when my phone would vibrate with my alarm, it would drop this cube on my head. And if it hit the corner, I would indeed bleed. But it was the pain and shock that would get me up. So I was just conditioning myself to immediately get up whenever a certain time would arrive. Nowadays, unfortunately, it doesn't work because I black out because of my FND. But it still causes this response that when I get up, I can just immediately get up and start moving. But I didn't have that before. And I'm not sure... It's using a fight or flight function. I always forget what exactly it's called. The way I always try and remember it, though, is it's actually mentioned in AJJ song. I'll wake up and be animated, but getting the motivation to get out of bed. I'm pretty much just on my feet almost immediately. Unless my cat jumps on me. But also, though, if you're in a cozy bed, that also doesn't help, too. I think also another factor to me getting out of bed pretty fast, though, is... I mean, going to bed is always awful for me. But when you have PTSD nightmares, it's like, okay. What's the point of going to sleep, right? Obviously, you should sleep because it's healing and there's so many different important functions to it, but a lot of times I wake up worse than if I had just stayed awake for several hours. Ooh. Some of the lyrics in the song overlap at this point, and I'm like, should I overlay the lyrics on top of each other, or should I just cut one shorter than the other? And the answer is I'm cutting one shorter than the other because I'm lazy. Because I'll have to make a new visual track and layer on that on top and then set everything up. And I don't wanna. And you know what? I don't want to. Oh, please don't crash! Caden live. I swear to God. Blue circle, blue spinning circle. Fuck. Please, 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 please. I have not saved at all. Oh, God damn it. Please. I'm not touching my computer. I'm just gonna wait for that. I accidentally conditioned myself so I physically can't be awake longer than 18 hours at a time. This old man had a bedtime. Hell yeah. My body often shuts it down, but I have something called FND, functional neurological disorder, which causes a lot of problems in how my body functions. Like sometimes I have complete physical numbness in my legs and arms. Sometimes it results in shaking, but one of the most problematic ones is I randomly black out. So especially the longer I go without sleep, the more I'll be forced to just, like, I'll black out and won't be able to wake up. It's very unfortunate. The brain is crazy. Honestly, though, having a set bedtime, though, is really good. Staying awake longer than 18 hours usually isn't worth it. And oftentimes there will be... Oh my God, it's finally finished. Oh, I'm saving right away. Holy fuck. Oh, sweating bullets. All right. Save before I lose everything. There we go. Whew. I have been spared. Ah. I've been spending so long. Oh, love this song. Turn it up. You know, this is a hard power down. Like, I've fallen asleep standing up. Yeah. That is brutal. That's what happens with my FND when it comes down to blacking out. But conditioning yourself to do that is interesting. How did you condition? Like, what did you use to create such an effect? It's interesting how many different ways you can train somebody to have a certain reaction. Oh, please don't crash. Girl. I added one subtitle, please. This isn't even a complex process. There's not any, like, it's not fancy subtitles. I accidentally closed the tab that had subtitles. Alright. Shabu. Alright, now I gotta find where I was again. Shaburitsuku. I Love You Helsing soundtrack. It's funny how much the Helsing 2003 Helsing just activates my neurons. Something about it. I mean, my whole life I've loved Helsing. I do believe the first time I ever really realized that Helsing was a thing was... When did that movie come out? There's that one Helsing movie there. Helsing movie. Van Helsing. Hugh Jackman. Yeah. When did that come out? 2004. That was the first time I got introduced to Van Helsing. The character was the Hugh Jackman and Kate Beckinsale Van Helsing. 2004. Ding. God. I love the visuals for the Van Helsing movie. But I've always loved Halloween, and I've always loved spooky things in general. And I mean, Monster Hunters are pretty dang cool. Monster Hunter title logo flashes. I like the Monster Hunter games. I don't really... I need to actually log in. I had insomnia, and I trained myself through repetition where I had have my eye closed by a certain time. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's really rare for having that set up to actually work so effectively. That means you're pretty good for condition training like that. I wonder what's the limit of it. Is it limited just to sleep, or is it easier to convince your body to have such strong reactions? That's fascinating. Okay, stop. Every time I even touch the timeline, it starts freaking out on me. Calm down. You're okay. Why are you throwing a fit? Okay. Got that subtitle down. Whew. I'm so close. I'm so close. I literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 more lines left. Huh. We're so close. We're so close. Move this over. Okay. Please don't... Alright, I figured out what specifically I'm touching in the timeline window that is causing it to act that way, but I do not know why. I think it should be fine, though, if I just stop touching the track itself. Oh, wait. Oh, it detached the window. That's why. Oh, weird. Huh. Okay, so one of the problems I'm facing right now, which is causing it to crash is the timeline window is not in the program window itself. So it's technically considered having the program open twice instead of just once. Weird. I somehow find cheat codes for my body when it comes to conditioning. I have a really fun routine where if I find myself getting distracted, I'll subconsciously bat my thought, and somehow that refocuses me. Hell yeah. Man, I'm glad that you're able to condition yourself that well. So it can work for several things beyond sleep then. So you're pretty well... It's pretty easy to train yourself then. That's cool. Because that's something too, is a lot of people, you can try and put them in these situations where they associate... What is that called? I want to say it's Pavlov's bell. That's not what it is. Oh, it is Pavlov. Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad that using Pavlov's theory on yourself is really effective. It can be really, really difficult for some people to do that. Because, like, for me, I've really tried my best to use Pavlov's theories to condition myself for sleep as well, but unfortunately, there's so many other factors at play that simple association conditioning like that is just not effective because there's so much more contrast to it. There's no weak spot. I'm entirely self-conditioning. I pick up new routine when I train myself to do something, but it doesn't work when other people try. That's awesome. That's a superpower in itself, Apollo. That's so cool. It's interesting seeing what exactly works for some people and what doesn't work for others. Everybody's got their own types of medicine. And I mean medicine as more than just drugs you take, of course. Like, there's so much that can help people with things. And then some things that don't work for others at all. Humans are so incredibly beautiful. So incredibly diverse. Love humans? Yeah. Of course they've got their problems, but... I mean, we're a species that have had to really, really work hard and fight every single day to just survive. I mean, the only difference we really, you know, the main thing that makes us different from most animals is our ability to try and problem solve, right? And not to say that other animals don't, but especially with hands, you know, tool makers, innovators, that's at the heart of humanity, is innovation. When we face a problem, we do our best to find a workaround to accomplish things. That's why we're able to inhabit anywhere in the world, you know. Well, almost anywhere in the world. But why we're able to go into space. It's very interesting. Humans are so incredibly fascinating. Going on a walk, yeah, going on a walk. Oh, this doesn't have the music. Non-Neurosis tunes. Who the hell are you? Some of these titles for these tracks are so funny. The thigh padding one, that's the one I accidentally conditioned myself to do because I was trying to get that one to be external, not internal. The pat thigh to refocus the Apollo worked. Anyone can do that, but I don't know how to pick up doing that to myself. Interesting. For me, when I have tried conditioning myself, the only effective thing, unfortunately, is through self-flagellation. which is extremely dangerous, and I do not recommend it unless you are very well versed in wound care. And even then, it's not healthy to lose that much blood or inflict that much pain upon yourself. But it is, that's what I found myself relying on through a lot of my life, because it needed extremes to have Pavlov's theories work. But even then, it was very limited in its uses. Walk into the park, yeah, walk into the park, yeah. I need to take a little break from subtitles because it keeps almost crashing and it's stressing me out. I gotta add more little things in here. I need to add more posters. Wonder if I could add ceiling things. Oh, I never put an image on my Game Boy. There's several different rooms and exteriors that exist in Go, and I just like this one a lot. But I love gardens. All right, going back up into the corner and then letting AutoCam take over. One of these days, I'm going to do a cover of Helsing music. Sounds like a memory leak. Save and close the editor and relaunch it. No. It's because of there being two. Oh, I can do it. All right, I will. All right. I'm going through and making sure it's fully closed. It's really funny because of being somebody who plays The Sims 3. The Sims 3 never fully closes down, so you always just have to go into Task Manager and make sure it's completely shut down. So whenever I close anything, I'm always having to go through Task Manager, and it's just a strange little habit that I've picked up. Alright, looks good. Though I do know that sometimes Go can cause some problems. Love The Sims 3 so much, it's so good. Oh my god, Supernatural expansion pack, that's my fucking love. Like, it's so good. I love The Sims 3, like, I played a little bit of The Sims 4. I can't stand The Sims 4. I can't stand it. But it's just, you could edit the map as much as you want. The customizability is insane. The options and the wimpy ass expansion packs that The Sims 4 have that cost like $5 million and they add shit. I can't stand it. You need mods and you need custom content up the wazoo. $20 for 5 new items in your game? On God. Habits are the first part of self-conditioning. Little rituals in life can help a lot. Mm-hmm. Habits are, well, having schedule in your life is very, very helpful. Having a nighttime routine, having a routine of any kind, having like meal making, going outside, feeding birds. Like, there's so much that having rituals is extremely important for mental health. Like, there's a reason why therapists talk about it all the time. It's important. The thing about habits is you have to believe in yourself. True. That's one of the biggest difficulties I face, is because of my F&D, I can't actually set up proper schedules or habits because I can't guarantee I'll be conscious. I've blacked out while driving. I've blacked out during everything. So I can't, any appointment I end up missing, so. Who knows? Every day is completely different for me. So, it's even one of the more reasons now that I miss when I could have proper schedules and routines. And even then, despite this insanity, it helps a lot trying to find things, you know? Like, it's a nice feeling. Like, cooking is one of my favorite things. I hate eating, but I do like cooking. And it's a nice habit for me, you know? And making tea and cooking. Favorite things. How long do you black out for? Sometimes up to 16 hours was the longest. And there's nothing that can wake me up. I used to have alarms, I used to have whole systems. I would have people try and wake me up and I would just be completely blacked out. That's one of the reasons why I try and keep my streams to 3 hours, because I can't guarantee always. It's hard to tell when it will happen. Unfortunately, a functional neurological disorder isn't something that has a particular rhyme or reason. It can last your whole life, or it can come and go, or it can only last a few years where the symptoms will continue. But like for me, how I usually try and see if I'm going to black out or if I'm going to have a really bad neurological problem that day is instruments. There are some things I can play on the piano or guitar perfect. I've played them for years. If I play an instrument and I'm finding myself fumbling at the simplest things, that's how I can tell usually that I'm going to black out or how I'm going to have some of these problems occur. So, like before I started to stream, I was playing my guitar. I played a few songs and I was like, all right, I should be good, at least for a while. And so, yeah. But it's caused a lot of problems. I had to leave therapy because of it. Because there's a penalty if you miss appointments. So, you know. But I've tried having people wake me up. I've tried alarms. I've tried all sorts of things. But that's just the interesting thing is functional neurological disorder is because of just your brain wiring. It's glitches in the system. And like, in November, I had my second ever pseudo stroke. I had one back in 2022. And that is the scariest FND symptom that I've experienced. There's a penalty. Yeah, I have to pay. Because my insurance only covers if I actually am at an appointment. So if I miss an appointment and I can't reschedule, then I end up losing. And luckily he isn't too. Pseudo stroke, it is when you have a stroke but without the same reasons that normal stroke is. Pseudo as in Pseudo. So, you know, the Latin suffix for, or is it, yeah, suffix, or is it a prefix? For technically fake. The same thing that you see in pseudoscience, but it's a real physical problem. And so what it is when I have a pseudo stroke, all of a sudden I can't speak properly. I am slurring my words, my brain, like, it keeps feeling like short-circuiting. I keep trying to think of something, but it isn't connecting. My neurons aren't being able to properly connect what I'm trying to accomplish. So thinking in full sentences is difficult. Speaking is even harder, and movement becomes really, really difficult. It lacks the face distortions in the slumping of the body, and lacks any of the sources that strokes usually have. The pseudo stroke is specifically, in this case, caused by my neurological wiring. Alright, looks like there's ads, so I'll wait for a bit. It's always really interesting. And I only properly got FND diagnosed in 2024, but it had been going on for quite a while before that. And it technically should have been going back way longer, because in high school, there are some days I don't have a sense of taste at all. And that is technically also a possible effect of FND. Have you met others with this? Yep, I have. It's very different for everybody. In fact, interestingly enough, one of the old Jewish grandmas I grew up with, not my own grandma, but she was just somebody who looked out for me and knew my parents. Her grandson has FND. And my neurologist was talking about it. Were you the original COVID carrier? Oh my gosh, could you imagine? But it's just really interesting because it's something that's way more common with people who have a lot of other similar situations as me. It's just because of somebody's neurological wiring. They're still figuring out more about it, but I mean, I am neurodivergent. That is something I am diagnosed with. I am indeed on the spectrum. And then on top of that, I am also diagnosed with bipolar, which also goes into that. And then fibromyalgia is another thing, which also, so it's a big goop. Oh no, I've had an MRI. No, no worries. Like I've had the tests. Like I've been to a doctor lots. Like luckily I don't. Like that's one of the reasons I went to so many doctors, because at first I didn't think it was. I went to every doctor, and pretty much before I went to the neurologist, and she still made sure to get me a MRI and get all the proper scans done. I've had a ton of blood tests. I've been to a ton of different people because I thought it was a physical problem. A lot of these things. I do have some physical problems, but it is mostly actually FND. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm somebody who takes my health very seriously, so I really wanted to make sure that I even when new symptoms pop up that seem like it could fall under FND, I always make sure to go to the doctor to get it checked out. FND is pretty much when you've had all the tests done and they haven't found anything. They're like, oh yeah, this is just you having fucked up neural wiring. Interesting how that works. But my neurologist had encountered some other people with it. And has had them for her clients for a few years, so it was interesting. Fuck. I fucked it up. Don't you love when you try and copy paste something and then it just erases exactly what was before it? You wanted it to attach it on the end. I'm almost there though. There we go. Yeah, if anybody is having symptoms that sound like what I experienced, please go to several other doctors before. Like, FND is not something that you're like, go to a doctor to see if you have it. You go to every other doctor to see what's going on. It requires a lot of scans, a lot of blood tests. It's not, you need to make sure to have all these different things checked because they can be much, much more serious. Of course, like, it's still debilitating, but it's not as life-threatening as a lot of them are. Something interesting is people who have terrible childhoods will be more likely to have physical illness, and I wonder why that is. Stress, probably. Stress is a killer for a reason. It affects so much in how our body functions. I mean, especially because you're at a fundamental growing age. When you try and copy-paste something, but the copy function decides not to function, so you don't copy anything to your clipboard, literally. Oh, stress does kill. Yeah. And that's something too, is the body is very, very sensitive when you are growing up. Like, so much about how you grow up, your diet, all these different things, what you're exposed to, it's so incredibly important to have a life where you aren't full of chemicals caused by stress. A lot of body functions shut down because of stress. Like, and then also your body struggles to have digestion work the same under stress. So it's the unfortunate fact that stress is just super, super serious of a thing. One of the things I do find interesting is studying all the, like, having friends and also talking to them about their childhood and seeing all the different ways. I'm gonna go. My old man sleep timer is almost up. All right. Thank you for hanging out, Apollo. It's always good having you. It's been awesome chatting. I love chatting. I'm almost done. I literally have one more subtitle left to do. Add title clip. Chatting, chilling. If I get any work on my model, I'll throw in your Discord. Woo! Hell yeah! Oh my god. I'm excited to see it. I love seeing what people are working on so damn much. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. I did the last subtitle. Now there's only one thing left to do. Which is credits. Alright, add title clip. Original by Bix X. What the fuck are they called? Biz X0. I love when I get things entirely wrong. All right. Biz X0. We gotta make this centered. Ugh. Original by. Illustrations and vocals by. Oh. It's funny that the thing that I get the most nervous about posting these is, I always get nervous about people actually just seeing it and witnessing it. Then eat. Cotton, if you're hungry, then eat. What do you want to eat? What do you have available? You should eat something yummy. You deserve a nice little treat. You've been working hard today. Oh my god. Oh, I can't believe I'm done. Well, not yet. I have to export it. Right now I'm just letting it play to make sure everything matched well. Okay. I do deserve a nice little treat. Me thinks that a nice little treat will be an entire cheesecake eaten within 24 hours. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my god, I think it's so funny. I'm actually gonna send the art for this into your project section in my Discord. It's so funny. I did not mean to do it, but 2 back-to-back covers about where the art for it both of them are off of the original art. This isn't me being weird. Is about eating somebody. That's crazy. Cannibalism vocal arc? Like, what the fuck, dude? I don't know why that's a thing. Though, a lot of Vocaloid and Japanese musicians be like, that's beautiful. Love as the metaphor of like love and cannibalism is so beautiful. And I'm like nodding, I'm like, yeah, this is a banger song. Love cannibalism things, they're so fun, aren't they? I love it. It's just funny having two back to back. Honestly, I'm always curious about people who stick around after like following me for covers, because like some of my songs will be like, for instance, I have like, what is it? What's that talk song? Lemon Melon Cookie, where it's like cutesy. And then there's like evil. Yeah, don't literally love cannibalism. I'm actually a huge advocate against cannibalism. Well, me, a nightmare demon known for eating people. All right, I'm hearing that. I know I'm special. I can't believe Cotton is anti-cannibalism. That's so fucked up. That's so fucked up. I can't believe they would do that. Literally hang out with somebody who literally eats people. That's how... That's fucked up. How the fuck do I... Oh. How do I export? I love when I forget how to do literally everything. Why is it so long? What the fuck? No. Okay, yeah. How do I export? It's really funny because I'm so excited for when I actually get around to working on my comic. Because like I talk about like, oh yeah, I'm a villain of my own story. Doing things? Not on this Twitch channel. Huh. So true. Oh, there it is. There's literally a big red button that says render. That's literally the most... Yeah. I love when it's so obvious. That's... Mettie. I know! I just get overwhelmed. It's okay, that's why you have glasses. That's true. My glasses don't fully work. I love... Because like 90% of my prescription is astigmatism. Just like variations of astigmatism, and then I have visual snow, so it's like... The shit I'm seeing is a warped version of reality. Which is honestly kind of banger. Metaphorically, kind of badass. They don't fully work? Yeah. Because my eyes just bend light and distort it in really strange ways. Like, you know how, like, there's that little corner... So, think of an eyeball from the side. You know how there's a lens over the actual eyeball itself, and there's a bump where your pupil is? My little curve, my little bump where my pupil is, doesn't fit the eye perfectly. It's actually more goat-shaped. It's more horizontally shaped. So when light hits my eye, it gets really warped. So I actually have a weird way of perceiving up and down specifically, in left and right. So it's very interesting. So light gets very distorted, and it'll change a lot based on who it is, because there's also a psychological function to it. But I struggle to see in any environment where there's more light, which makes me more prone to being just nocturnal, because like a bright sunny day, I'm not going to be able to see much. It'll be harder for my eyes to focus compared to when I'm in a pitch black basement with like one candle. Yeah. It varies based on the different cases and shifts, but two of my eyes are slightly different prescriptions. And my glasses do their best, but everything is still blurry and I still get headaches. Off topic, just saw the coolest cop car. It looked like a toy light-up car. Damn. I mean, might as well have a toy-looking car. A toy light-up car. That's really funny. I'm so curious what that looks like. Ah, I'm free. All right. Now that I'm free from my mortal suffering, I am going to upload it and schedule it. I can't believe my weekly Wednesday covers are back. Oh, one of the people I follow is playing Vintage Story. Woo! I'm addicted to Vintage Story. I have a pretty annoying lazy eye. Or lazy eyes? It's lazy. It's my eye. I don't like it. Lazy eyes are cute. I can see why that would be frustrating, though. People who hate lazy eyes are cowards. If it's you suffering from it, though, that's something else. But I do think it's kind of cute that it just, like, starts wandering. Alright. I'm uploading. I'm getting the information. I'm gathering the information. If you hear YouTube leaking through, it's because I'm trying to find the original. What the fuck is this called? Love It by Biz Zero. Biz Zera's music is so edgy and kind of goofy as fuck, but I think it's so fun to sing. It kind of misses me. Misses me? It kind of makes me miss when oh my god, you can tell my brain is shutting down. My body relaxed once I exported the fucking cover, and now my brain's just like, I can shut down. I've been working so hard. All right, I gotta reset my brain. Actually, now that I'm done, I'm uploading it, but now that I'm... Also, let me move you. Oh no, please don't crash. Oh, okay, good. Sit on the couch. Oh, they have a little book. Oh, I can change the book. Wait. Eddie Brain needs a little rest. It does. If I was reading a book, you and I just make it a different volume cover of Happy Shitty Life. I'm sick. No, it's just a really good series. You know the meme where it's like, if there's no fans of this, then I'm dead. That's me. That's me with this. That's me with this fucking series. Which ones do I already have? I don't think I have. Wait, just a second. Let me go back. I'm like, which ones do I have? Okay, I have volume 5 and volume 6 on the staple. So I need to find another volume that isn't 5 or 6. I own these in real life too. Owning manga, like the physical version or physical comics, it's different. It's so good. I love owning it. Also, I gotta work on studying Japanese. I think honestly, I'm probably gonna be doing a lot of ghost streams because I also wanna just do this while I'm studying too, because I think, I mean, it's one, you guys get more content from me because, I mean, I'm gonna be doing these things anyways, so why not actually chat with you guys? Because otherwise I'm just going to be still chatting in some ways. Okay. No. Wait, let me change the book. Wait, let me... Please! Why won't you... Please! Oh, wait. What's this? This? No. What? It'd be fun to study with you? Where you teach everything you study even though we don't understand it at all? Hell yeah. That's something that, like, for me... Honestly, this POV is kind of... I kind of love this shot, like, perspective-wise. Why is it so cute? This art style is so adorable, I feel sick. Cotton, when you finally get it, you can also join. Anybody, I'm gonna genuinely just share the room code, because I can just host and people can show up. And you guys can hang out in my space. Give me that book. You can't just... Please. Is there a way? Why is it like Alvin the Chipmunk version? Be gone. If I was... Usually you just click on it. What does this do? Oh. Fighting for my life right now. What if I change it? What if I zoom really far out? There's gotta be a way. Just a second. This POV is giving a rich CEO. Oh my god. I wonder how many rich CEO like romance series exist. It has to be one of the most popular, if not the most popular trope. It's not something I usually care for. I usually lean, if it has to be something like that, usually it's more Mafia Boss version. Shout out the BL Finder, shout out Tokyo Crazy Paradise, which is actually a Josei series. Alright, how to change, I'm googling this, how to change book cover, go. Oh no. Oh wait. TikTok? Why does the answer have to be TikTok? Alright. No. Oh, god damn it. No, it didn't give me the answer I wanted. You sicken me. Oh, god damn it. Alright, I'll have to find this. Because anything that has that 9 means it can be changed, like the skateboard. Oh. Eating dry cereal, life is good. Hell yeah. Dry cereal will save you. That looks so stupid. Oh my god. I feel like it's really funny looking back and thinking about how much of my life I've been a Fudanshi, but I've just been quiet about it because, like, if I had it my way, I mean, this room is literally customized to how I want it to be, pretty much. There are so many fucking BL posters. There's, like, my god. Alright, I still haven't finished putting in all the details for the cover song on YouTube, so let me actually finish that. What the? What is that? Oh. Just saw Pero started playing Dyson Sphere program. I'm like, Dyson? Isn't that a vacuum? So I had to search it up as a colony sim. Alright. Wonder if he's streaming right now. I might raid into him. Once I'm done with everything. Alright, over here. Ooh, you can tell my brain wants to shut down so bad. No, I'm almost there. Alright, thumbnails attached. No, it's not made for kids. No altered content. Video language Japanese. Recording date. Category music. Schedule. What's tomorrow? The 14th. And then I always try and make it air in 5 in the morning. I don't know why. One of the reasons why I choose 5 in the morning is, well, I don't know if we're gonna raid yet. I'm still working on this. I'm procrastinating. All right, that's done. Let me see if I can raid. I don't know if he is streaming though. He might just be playing that game. No. Damn. Nobody I'm following on Twitch is streaming right now. Alright. I'm gonna end stream here. I finally finished. Oh, wait. Who do? I've done it. First task completed. Alright. I'm gonna end stream here. Thank you so much to everybody who has come today. Thank you to everybody who has chatted. And I hope to see you guys again next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Hopefully next time I can find somebody to raid. I want to start doing that. I've never raided anybody. Maybe I should actually start watching people more on Twitch. But anyways, see you guys later. Bye-bye.